What's up everybody, John from Old Running Farm here. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm going to show you how we took this old tabletop and this old cast iron sink and turned it into a beautiful washing station for our fruits and vegetables. Let's get to work. So to start, the tabletop is in pretty rough shape. It's just something we picked up for free. And so what we're going to do is just build a base out of it. I went and picked up some materials and we're going to kind of just make it a table again. We're going to put a cabinet underneath there and we'll go from there. So right now it's like 95 degrees outside, super hot, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. But so we're going to make the table about 36 inches high. We're going to use 4x4s for the legs and then 2x4s to piece them all together, and then we got some shiplap going along the outside. We're only going to do 3 sides. It's going to be sitting right against the house, no need for that. We're just going to store like some vases and other things that, you know, can get wet down there. Should be pretty straightforward. So right now I'm going to cut the legs out, see if we can at least put the legs together. Let's get to work. So now we're going to use our Craig jig to drill some pocket holes in these. And so basically this way we get them to butt right up against the 4x4 legs. And we'll use 3-inch screws to secure them. So it's basically like a toenail in terms of framing. It's much stronger than just having it sit on the outside. And this little jig makes it super easy. You set the depth for how thick your wood is, and then you got this drill, and then you just drill them in. Alright, so it got a little hot, so my camera turned off. So here's where we're at. Got the legs set up on the table. I believe this is going to be the front. So there's going to be a cabinet. I might have 2 shelves underneath. It's going to be nice. You know, rustic, really simple, but should be sturdy and perfect for what we need it for. So next I'm going to be installing the shiplap. So we're going to have it run horizontally here, and then we're going to have a small piece to cover up that 4x4. The rest of that is going to be an opening for cabinets, so 2 on either side. And I got this old barn hardware that's pretty cool that we will be using for the, not 100% sure on how to do this, but it's pretty straightforward. So shiplap, very similar to tongue and groove, but it's just got, you know, one side has a rabbet like that, or like a little section cut out, and the other side is the opposite, so when they sit on top of each other they kind of lock together. So I'm going to start this making sure that I start this side along the top so that when I put the next board on, it sits right on top of there. So as you can see, I got one door hung on there. We had a little bit of a problem. I miscalculated where the shiplap was going to end. So the door is a little bit shorter. I had to make some adjustments. So today we're going to put the other door on there, throw some trim on the sides, and then we should be done. So this morning, this is the sink we're going to use. And we threw some paint stripper on it this morning, so I'll show you how it looks. So basically this is the before. It's a pretty mess. But you can see it's white underneath there, so hopefully it'll be looking pretty good. And I wonder, yep, so now it's coming off pretty good. Oh yeah. So while I'm working on the table, we're gonna have Catherine work on the sink, and then I'm gonna set up the sink base, and we'll be pretty much good to go. Let's get to work. Right, it's looking pretty good. You know, there's a couple little edges that are a little rough, but you know, it's an outside sink for rinsing veggies and putting flower bouquets together, so I think it's going to work very nice. So the last thing we got to do is hook up the plumbing, so that's going to take a trip to the hardware store. Not going to do that today, but everything is built. I think it's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. And next up, trip to the hardware store. Let's go. All right, so we are back here working on the washing station. Now it's time to plumb it. So I've never done this before, but I got a plan, and I will show you now. And so here's how this is gonna go. These little bushings with the screws are gonna go in there and there. Then we're gonna have a piece of PVC come out. Gonna have a right angle bracket. We're gonna have a right angle brace that goes down from there. Then once they both get down on the bottom, they'll both come down through here and connect to that T. And this guy will come right through there. Hose connects right there, pushes the water up to those two, and then turn the valves on and they work. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works. So the one thing about this is there's no real way to mount this to the sink because it's cast iron. So what I'm going to do is build a little bracket that once this is all glued together and holding, it should hold this back far enough so that this stays in place. I'll also super glue this to the cast iron once it's in there. Okay, so this is the first step. So I need to wait for this to dry. And basically I'm just going to set this up so these go right in here. And then it sits like that. And you can see the pieces right there, and then they'll go down. All right, so it's occurred to me that I can't put all the pressure on holding the faucet back against the sink on the pipes. So what I'm gonna do is, I have a piece that's real thin. I'm gonna use that almost as like a shim in between this part that screws in and the back. So that when I screw this piece in, there'll be a little tiny piece in between it, and the tighter I screw it, the more pressure it holds the faucet against the sink too. I think that's going to be a much better way of doing it. That way there's no real joint, and I'm not pulling against the cement, I'm pulling against the thread, which will be much stronger. All right, let's get to it. All right. Wood was too thick, so I'm using a recycled piece of plastic here, hoping that works. So I had to replace one of the little plastic pieces, but that is on there. So, good. Awesome. Now we're going to put the back on, because right now, as you can see, it's just got the two little downspouts. Getting close. So we are almost done. So you can see we have everything set up back there. And then we have the pipe terminates right there. Spigot's right here. The only problem is I got the wrong fitting. I need the female thread version of this. So one more trip to the hardware store and we'll be done. All right, stopped at the hardware store and picked up a new fitting. So let me show you where we're at. So we currently have this splitter on our spigot. And so right now I have this hose that comes around, comes up here. And then so I have this piece right here, which connects into here. So I had to switch out the standard fitting on the hose, which is 5/8 of an inch. And then I went and got one of these pieces right here. So it has a barbed end that you stick into the hose, and then it's got a threaded end here for 3/4 of an inch. So that way it fits into a standard PVC fitting. And so this is a 3/4 inch threaded to a 1/2 inch slip, which means the PVC slips right in there. So you can see then the pipe goes up there. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Then it splits into two. Comes out here to the faucet. And now, with just a little bit of pressure, we got water. How about that? Now, so the only bad thing is it's currently draining into this bucket, which is not ideal. So we just got this universal drain hose. You know, it's not anything fancy. We just need something that's going to take this away from the foundation of the house. Probably end up right over by the chicken coop right there. We just need it to not be in a bucket right there. So this is the fitting that was on it already. Instead of buying a new one, we're going to put this back on, then hook this guy up to it, hook it to the hose, and then we should be done. Let's get to it. Alright, so it is really hot out today, so my camera shut off halfway through filming, but so we should be all set. This is the final test. So we just put a little bit of pressure on it, not too much. And now we have water. Obviously we don't have hot or cold. So we go down into our drain there. And then it comes out right over here. Perfect. And then the grade of our yard goes way down from there. So that'll be nice. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Please give us a comment. Let us know what you think. Give this video a like. And as always, please subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.